Welcome to the most must-see podcast in all the land. This is Broad Culture with your host with the most, John Reed. Joining us today is Caleb Willis and me, certainly dashing, a little bit Irish. I'm Dash Ireland.
He's definitely not that, none of the things.
Irish.
Yeah. I've always wondered why you call yourself Dash Island. I thought that was just like a future wrestling name for you or something.
Yeah.
No, I was a pseudonym I created after a Snapchat username.
Oh, okay.
I just thought, hey, that works as a pseudonym.
Yeah, well, it's certainly been a very, very interesting week for wrestling fans. Definitely.
Yes.
So, you guys want to start talking about SummerSlam, or you want to start with NXT TakeOver?
Yeah, I'd rather start with the shittier show before we talk about the actually good show.
Yeah. SummerSlam. So, I mean, while it was definitely a better show than last year. I mean, I'll give them that.
Yes.
I mean, besides the main event, it was actually a really good show, in my opinion.
Yes.
I mean, you had
There's a bunch of
AJ
squash
versus
matches,
Samoa
though.
Joe. Oh, yeah. There were like three squash matches.
They're also trying something new by cutting down on time.
Yeah, definitely. The matches were a lot shorter than usual, but what I want to know is, what did Kevin Owens do to make somebody mad backstage? Because, man, like, they buried him bad. I felt bad for the guy, man.
He's supposed to fight Roman Reigns at Hell in a Cell.
I mean,
Really?
to me,
Yeah.
it just seems like creative has just been lazy. I mean, you see Bayley, Sasha, and Ember going up against the Riot Squad, and it's been a feud that has nothing to it. WWE creative has been lazy lately, in my opinion. I've actually said that multiple times in my GVUs.
Well, Kyle, I really don't think you're alone in that opinion, because, I mean, I think everyone's noticed how lazy the creative has been lately. I mean, like, it seems like it's just the same storyline, same segment every week. And especially with Braun, you know, and don't get me wrong, I like Braun Strowman and all, but it seems like it's just gotten to the point where he's doing the same thing every week. And it was actually kind of refreshing to see, you know, him in a new role on Raw, and him kind of an underdog role, because, like, every week it just seems like he comes out, destroys somebody, and, like, that's it. And, like, that's fun for a while, but after you see that 25 or 30 times, like, it just gets old, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, though, I know we're going to talk about SummerSlam, but holy motherfucking Jesus Christ, the Shield's back. I did not see that coming.
No. I did not either. No, I actually marked out pretty hard for that. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty good, but I mean, we might just see like a 3-on-1 match, the Shield versus Braun Strowman, and watch Braun Strowman just overpower them for a good amount of time, and then the Shield just ultimately wins. Wonder who they're going to face at Super Showdown in October.
I heard it's going to be like Kevin Owens and two other heels. I know Kevin Owens is going to be added to that 6-man tag. It's going to be the Shield versus 3 other guys.
So,
Kevin Owens,
I believe it was
Jinder Mahal might be one of them too.
I believe it was announced that John Cena is teaming with Bobby Lashley to fight Elias and Kevin Owens at Super Showdown.
Oh, okay. You know that was it. Yeah. So John Cena's coming back, huh?
He is jacked as all hell.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I would show you, but I can't use my phone at the moment.
No, I don't understand.
What I know is like, whenever there's Raw back on Monday, 2 segments, I just feel like they were filler. I mean, you could say that about 3 different parts that were filler. I mean, Ember, Sasha, and Bayley versus the Riot Squad, that could definitely be considered filler, even though it's a feud with no point. But the 2 parts I thought were filler was a Raw Women's Championship presentation from Stephanie and all the members of the Women's Raw division, which it was okay, but I felt it was filler. But the one thing I definitely felt was just absolute filler was Triple H's promo on his final match against The Undertaker at Super Showdown.
Yeah, that was pretty, like, unnecessary. Like, I mean, And like I don't really expect much from that match anyway. Like I mean, yeah, they put out a good match like back in 2012, but I mean Undertaker's a lot older, and
So is Trips.
I don't know. Like I have a feeling they're just hyping it up, and I have a feeling it won't be a long match either. It'll probably just be like 5 minutes long.
Yeah. Plus, I'm predicting that Super Showdown it's going to be Botchamania like Greatest Royal Rumble is, because after all, these are both glorified house shows on camera.
Oh yeah. And like wrestlers. I mean, I like these specials, but I don't think the wrestlers like them because they seem just to not be in their when they're not on pay-per-view and like they're doing it like a special like that. I think they're just in house show mode. They just I don't know. I just feel like they don't try as hard. But I mean, that's huge throne.
Yeah, dude, it's like, I mean, one of my favorite videos that ever come out of a house show is when AJ Styles is caught on a ring rope because he was placed there and he landed straight on his nuts. And throughout the rest of the house show, everyone's just jangling the rope and crap. It was hilarious.
Yeah, but you made a good point earlier, Ryan, about like that whole like women's title like ceremony thing. That was just. I mean, how many times are we going to see Ronda Rousey put Stephanie in the armbar before that gets old? Like,
yeah. Plus,
it's good to see someone finally get their comeuppance on Stephanie, but like, my God, that just gets annoying after a while.
Yeah.
I really wish they would do more with Ember Moon, like put her in the title picture, because I really like Ember Moon. And something we already know, and I've said this in GBO as well, that Vince has been burying NXT stars. Most
He doesn't
NXT
know
stars that come to the main roster are talented as all hell.
He doesn't know anything about them. He doesn't watch it. He doesn't watch NXT.
Yeah, and like when they come into NXT, he just like disregards. I mean,
Vince McMahon's Triple H's baby.
Well, yeah, and Triple H watches other promotions. He'll watch promotions like Ring of Honor and PWG and New Japan and Progress and all that. But Vince just cares about, Vince. Like, he could give a shit less about what's going on outside WWE, you know what I mean? That's just how Vince is.
From what I know is that, it was either at Money in the Bank or Extreme Rules, that Vince was actually really impressed by Andrade Cien Almas.
Oh, really?
It was it was a SmackDown, where he fought, AJ Styles.
That was a really good match, especially for a TV. Like, for a TV match, that was actually really good. Like, it was short, but yeah, Andrade looked really, really, really good in that match. I mean,
yeah. Plus, I don't think AJ Styles can put on a bad match. He's one of the best out there.
He put on a good match with fucking Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, that SmackDown match they had last year, that thing was awesome. That was like Jinder's best match of his career, and that's. Like, you're a good wrestler when you can get a good match out of Jinder Mahal.
Yeah. To me, one of my favorite matches with AJ Styles in the past year was his Survivor Series match against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that's another one. Like, Brock's that was like the longest match Brock's had in ages. Actually, that brings me to what I was wanting to ask you guys. Do you think when do you think Roman and Brock are going to have? Do you think Brock and Roman will have a rematch, or do you think Brock's done for a while, or like what do y'all think about the current situation on him?
I think Brock is done for a while. Like, what he's going to do is that he's going to disappear, and then whenever it's time to like hype up WrestleMania 35, Kurt Angle is just going to go no, and then they start feuding, which puts their match at WrestleMania 35. So yeah. I really think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, a lot of people are thinking, predicting that the main event of WrestleMania 35 is going to be The Rock and Roman Reigns, but I mean that's a whole other.
That's what I heard too. But I also heard Brock versus Kurt Angle for Mania.
Yeah, that would be nice to see. I mean, you did have 5 Angle on Raw, and that kind of plants the seeds, so to speak. Yeah. But I could see them. If Brock does come back and he wins, and they do plan on having a rematch for the Universal title, I could see it being a Survivor Series of the Royal Rumble, one of those 2 shows.
What I really think is that they'll probably not let Brock do the rematch clause and just have him directly feud with Kurt, because you saw that whenever Finn Balor returned after WrestleMania, he never really got
No one has
Yeah,
ever gotten a
rematch,
rematch clause for the Universal Championship.
I mean,
No
Kevin
one.
he
Owens
did go
has
on
it.
injury and he had to vacate it, but the fact that he didn't have another chance
Finn,
for a
Kevin,
long time.
Goldberg, and now Brock has never gotten their rematch.
Neither has Kevin Owens.
I say Kevin Owens.
Oh, my bad.
Hey.
A lot of people are saying, since Constable Corbin's the general manager, like the temporary general manager, a lot of people are saying that he's going to challenge.
Roman.
That he's going to bring back Kevin Owens next week. Kevin Owens might have a shot at the Universal title. But I mean, I don't know. That's all speculation. I think
it could be because Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns have a match set at Hell in a Cell.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I don't think they should have a match for the Universal title at Survivor Series because I like what they did last year whenever it was the whole title versus title gimmick.
Yeah, no, that was really cool. I'd like to see AJ and Roman again, or AJ. Who knows? Joe might win the title, but
that would be interesting to see Roman versus Joe.
Yeah.
Because another match.
Roman versus Joe.
So another.
Did he say? Wait. Did he just say Roman versus Joe?
For like a champion versus champion match at Survivor Series.
Whoa. Do you not remember Backlash?
That was a pretty bad match.
People left the building.
Yeah, that was awful.
They left the building.
Rusthold City. It was like
Maybe
15
they can do
minutes of
something
Rusthold.
better next time, but from what I know is that Samoa Joe and AJ have another match.
Yes, at Hell in a Cell.
That's what's set.
And that should be really good.
It's guaranteed.
The match that Joe had with AJ at SummerSlam, that was the best match I've seen Samoa Joe have in a really, really, really long time.
In WWE.
What I'd like to see is that next month, whenever they have Hell in a Cell, I want to see Shane get back in action because Shane McMahon can do a hell of a lot in those types of matches.
Yeah, I could see him and Baron Corbin having a match at Survivor Series.
I mean, that could be possible whenever they have the 5-on-5s, considering right now that Baron Corbin is acting general manager and, of course, Shane is the commissioner.
Yeah, well, right now WWE's in that, they're in their rest period right now because not much usually happens in September and October.
Yeah.
And things really don't start picking up again until about November because,
I'm suddenly getting the feeling that whenever John Cena returns to Raw, he's probably going to try and have a match against Roman Reigns for the Universal title, but have him just get, jobbed out because they want to keep Roman Reigns the poster boy.
I don't know. I would honestly have much rather seen Roman and Cena at WrestleMania than Brock and Roman.
Yeah.
Because, I thought their match that they had at,
No Mercy.
Which show was it last year? Yeah, No Mercy last year. I thought that was really, really good. I think if that would have been the main event of WrestleMania, then, that they could have saved it from that match getting food out of the building. But, I honestly, I really don't want to. If WWE really wants to do Brock and Roman again, the sooner we get it out of the way, the better, because I'm really sick of this. I'm getting really sick of this feud.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty old.
So, I got some topics here we can discuss real quick.
Alright.
So, Rey Mysterio's return to WWE, how do you see that happening? It will have to be after September 1st, of course.
Yeah, because it's been for All In. Is he returning to WWE or?
They're in negotiation right now.
Well, I know he's in New Japan. I think he's still wanting to have that match with Jushin Thunder Liger. But if he returns to WWE, I could totally see them bringing him back to add him to the SmackDown Survivor Series team. I could totally see that, because he was a big part of SmackDown for a good few years. I think that'd be a pretty smart booking decision, but that's just my opinion anyway. What do you think, Kyman?
The way I see it is they're probably going to put Rey Mysterio on Raw for several reasons. First, reading that Raw doesn't have as much star power as SmackDown does, and that's causing Raw to kind of drop in quality a little bit. And plus, from what I know is that Elias is really good, but he doesn't have any good feuds really. His feud with Bobby Lashley is essentially going nowhere. He hasn't had anything good in a while. And I feel if they bring Rey Mysterio to Raw, they can put him in a feud with Elias, so that Elias gets more momentum going, so he eventually gets pushed in the future, either towards one of the mid titles or the heavyweight title. That's what I feel.
So,
what do you think, John?
So I believe that if there's two possibilities if he does come back. One, they're gonna be stupid and stick him in 205 Live.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they would do it because 205 has gotten better in quality since Triple H owned it.
But they still could. Like Vince could oh, you're a former cruiserweight champion. There, go make that brand relevant again.
Yeah, pal.
Yeah. So,
You're Rey Mysterio, damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Go on to 205 Live. That's a great idea.
Then
Not going on main roster. I only like big sweaty men.
The second one idea is that they go with his plan that he pitched to them, that he wants to recreate the Latino World Order, LWO, with a bunch of the Latino superstars, which I think that could be a very cool thing because WWE doesn't have that many factions right at the moment, and you can
now we only got the Shield.
You can bring in Andrade Cien Almas, Lince Dorado, Kalisto.
Let's say Andrade and Kalisto would definitely be in that faction.
Grand Metalik.
Dying off.
What did you say, kind of Kalisto? What?
Kalisto keeps getting killed off like Sin Cara.
Yeah. Sin Cara, that's another name that could probably be added to the group. Well, even though it's not Sin Cara, it's just Unica with the Sin Cara mask. But
if they were to do Sin Cara in the LWO, I think they would switch him back to Hunico, or just drop the Sin Cara gimmick and give it to somebody else, so that he won't have that baggage with the Sin Cara name with him when he goes to so.
But God, let's hope that if they do make a Latino faction, that it's better than the last one they tried to do. I don't know if you all remember the Mexicools or not, but that was
that's not even the last one. That's not even the last one. The last one was happened last year. The Lucha House Party.
I don't even remember that.
It's on 205 Live.
Oh.
It's Kalisto, Grand Metalik, and Lince Dorado. Three of the biggest botchers in the company.
I mean, hopefully they do it right and not based off of stereotypes or anything. Because, I mean, who knows if there's going to be a face or heel faction? Because every time I see a character who's foreign or of a different race be made a heel, it's always that I hate America.
Like a gaijin wrestler, like a wrestler from the U.S., when they go over there, you don't see them being like, oh, I hate Japan, this and this and that.
Yeah.
They make them look like actual competitors. Like, why? I don't know.
I like a genuine heel who actually has some validity to him, like Baron Corbin and the current Kevin Owens. I mean, I didn't like Kevin Owens whenever he had USL because he had that gimmick that I was talking about with the whole America hating thing, but I really like how Baron Corbin and Kevin Owens are. I would say Elias, but that's a special exception because he's like, it's a thing he does it every time. It doesn't matter where he's at, plus he's not exactly from a different country. He's American like we are.
Yeah.
You got any other topics for us, John?
Yes. Eric Rowan is injured.
Oh
yeah. I figured that out last night because I was wondering. I was like, man, because I really thought the Bludgeon Brothers would have a lot longer reign.
Yeah.
But I got on, I was reading up on stuff last night, and they said he was injured, so I totally understand why they took the title off. But,
yeah.
That's a shame. But my bad, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I got a piece of news.
Hold on. Mad props to Eric Rowan. He did a fucking hellacious no disqualification match 2 nights after tearing his bicep. With like actual big spots and so, mad props out to him.
Definitely, Eric Rowan. I wish him a speedy recovery, and for him to take that barricade spot last night was with a torn bicep. That was really, really brave of him. That was an absolute brutal match. Kofi took a fucking chair shot to the head. Well, not really a chair shot to the head, but he had a chair thrown at his head. It was just, I don't know, that was an all-out war. So mad props to Eric Rowan. Like that was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Kind of Dash, what were you going to say?
Well, Eric Arndt, better known to us as Enzo Amore, spoke to someone in an interview and said that he will never go back to wrestling in a million years. So it's pretty much he's sticking with his rap career and doesn't want to go wrestling, which is kind of understandable since the media ruined his reputation after the false accusation.
So he's not taking indie bookings anymore?
No.
I don't think so. He said he's not going to wrestle. And even though I'm not into rap, I found that one song he did, Phoenix, to be absolutely hysterical. And it shows that he can make bars. I mean, after all, he was a journalism major back when he was in college.
Yeah, I mean, he's good at getting attention. I mean, I'll give him that. Like, I really didn't find. I mean, I thought the rap song was funny, and I really didn't take it too seriously. But like, I mean, he's a very good entertainer, and apparently he's really good friends with Takeshi 6ix9ine. But he should probably distance himself from him after. Yeah, he should probably distance himself from him for the better, because last thing Enzo needs is to be associated with a sexual offender. Yeah, after what he had been accused of. So
yeah,
I think Enzo needs to think about that a little bit.
Yeah, a little fun fact about Enzo is that whenever he got his license, he made his signature to make it look like there was a penis on his license.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
So, another piece of news that happened earlier today. Apparently, Goldberg got hacked, and somebody tweeted a gigantic rant on the president from his account.
Huh.
Wait, what? What happened?
Apparently, somebody hacked Goldberg, and whoever hacked Goldberg sent out a gigantic rant on Twitter about the president.
Oh, that's bullshit. I bet Goldberg was doing it and just tried to blame it on somebody else. Nah, he probably did get hacked. That's interesting. Goldberg of all people, especially. I remember when Vader's Twitter account got hacked a few years ago, and someone put a picture of his dick on there, and that was probably one of the most funny things I've seen in my life. But
yeah, back last year, whenever Chester Bennington died, someone hacked Talinda Bennington's Twitter account and tried to say like that Talinda was cheating on Chester when it was actually a hack.
Yeah,
that's a little bit morbid, but that's how I link that to what we're telling here.
Also, what happened today? Stone Cold Steve Austin got confused for Goldberg at Denny's while he was eating breakfast. That really ain't news. I just thought it was funny.
Well, I mean, like, they were both bald, and they had the goatee, and they both had the black trunks and the black boots. So, I mean, like, I could totally see that. But, I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin obviously looks a lot different than Goldberg in the face. Goldberg's got a way bigger head than Stone Cold does, and Goldberg seems to be a lot
older.
One thing I know is that Chris Jericho's real, though, because Goldberg said that one time, I guess he pissed Chris Jericho off. Jericho nearly knocked Goldberg out with a single blow.
Yeah, I heard about that, didn't he? He had put him in a sleeper hold or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was a straight punch to the face.
Probably they probably put him in a sleeper hold, maybe.
I've heard various stories about it. But
oh wait, it was a sleeper hold.
I thought
it was
so.
a sleeper hold. I got it wrong.
Okay, so what do y'all think of Becky's heel turn?
I love it. It really adds something new to her character, and it's bringing her relevancy again. Because after she lost the SmackDown Women's title, 2016, she really lost all relevancy, and she was stuck in being a babyface that didn't do too much. But this really gives her something, and she's well loved by fans, and this is definitely something she needs.
I mean, I kind of Yeah, I see where you're coming from, Dash, but like I have a lot of mixed feelings. I have kind of mixed feelings on it. Like, while I think it's definitely something new for her character and it's giving her a new something else to do and it's kind of fresh for her. I really like. I just don't understand why they just didn't have her win the title at SummerSlam, like, and have her moment because instead they put it on Charlotte and
Well,
which
it's
I mean,
more-
I guess in the end if she wins the title anyway, it won't be that bad. But I mean, I was really hoping that she could have gotten that moment at SummerSlam because I mean, Becky's
Well, the
tremendous.
way I see it is they're probably thinking ahead to help create another feud for the women's title match because they're probably going to give Carmella one rematch or at a pay-per-view and then kill that off and bring Becky to directly feud with Charlotte. It'll be something more personal because pretty much most of the best feuds are personal. When you have that with a title, it brings a better look to the title. I mean, look at Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. That's a pretty good feud. So they're doing the same thing with Becky Lynch, who they're actually best friends in real life. And put that into this match, it's really going to be something great.
But remember, this is WWE we're talking about. They always find a way to mess everything up.
True.
So,
All I have to say is if the title doesn't go on Becky at the end of this feud with Charlotte, then WWE is pretty fucking stupid. That's all I gotta say because Becky really, really deserves that title, and Charlotte. I mean, how many times has she been champion so far? Like 5 or 6
7
times. Like, come on. Yeah, I mean, like, come on.
she hasn't beat Trish's record yet. I think she's at 6.
Honestly, put Triple H at the helm,
Hey.
and WWE will get 100 times better.
So,
Look, Trish is retired. Like, I mean, Charlotte has like another probably 10 years left of her career to tie that record. Like,
but
I mean, who cares? Give somebody else a chance.
but Seth meant was fuck. I don't remember what I said. Damn it. But anyways, speaking of Triple H, he did say that they're going to listen to the fans. Either they're going to act on it immediately or not immediately. It seems strange that the person that they wanted us to cheer, we want to cheer, and the one that we want to boo, are not the heels and the face and heel that it should be in this feud. Becky should be the face. Charlotte should be the heel.
I agree.
But then again, that is WWE. They always find a way to screw things up.
Yeah, but I mean, they want Charlotte to be the Roman Reigns of the women division, and Ronda Rousey's kind of like the Brock Lesnar of the women's division. You know what I mean? And I guess Sasha Banks is like the John Cena. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's the end of my topics. I got some questions here for all of us. Dan.
All right.
Which WWE superstar would benefit the most to go to the Indies
Right now,
right now on the current roster?
well, he's not. I mean, he's currently still has a contract with WWE, but he hasn't been on TV for several months. But I mean, my number one pick is Neville. I mean, he goes to New Japan, he's going to be a top guy. Obviously, I mean, in my opinion, he's one of the greatest pure wrestlers in the world. So, I mean, as soon as Neville's contract expires, I can see him having a very, very, very successful run on the independent circuit.
My pick is Rusev. I believe that if Rusev leaves, he's going to do some indie shows. Then he will go to New Japan, join the Bullet Club, hopefully, and it will be glorious with him in the Bullet Club. Will revise his career and everything.
I could see Rusev being. I could see Rusev being in Bullet Club. I could also see him being in Suzuki Goon. I think he'd be a good fit for that faction as well. What do you think, Dash?
Even though he got fired, I think he might have a better chance on the Indies, and that is Big Cass. Because I was a fan of Big Cass whenever he turned heel.
You mean
and
Big
I was
Kaz now?
Yeah, Big Cass. And I was hoping for them to give him something at SmackDown, but then, of course, they fired him for a bunch of crap, and I feel like if he goes to the Indies, he might be able to make something of himself. I mean, he probably is making something for himself right now, low profile, since he majored in economics in college, so he's probably doing some crap doing that.
Yeah. Another guy I could totally see having a successful career in the Indies would be I mean, that is if he ever decided to leave. But I don't think I could see him leaving. But if Sami Zayn decided to go back to the Indies and become El Generico again, and
Wait, Sami Zayn's El
he could
Generico?
draw a lot of money. Well,
I thought El Generico
well,
died.
actually, I take that back. El Generico did die. Never mind. I made a little mistake there. But if Sami Zayn decided to go back to the Indies and be Sami Zayn, I think he could be a major draw. But no, you're right, John. I'm sorry. El Generico was killed in Mexico. What am I talking about?
Next question. What is the funniest moment in pro wrestling to you? Could be WWE, could be Indies. What was it called?
Just thinking of what I remember quickly, I gotta say that one video you showed me where it's Gallows and Anderson.
Oh.
Maria Kanellis is on the ringside, and this also had AJ Styles.
Oh, like Maria Kanellis?
Maria.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, and she was just doing what she was doing, and then, wait, was it Gallows or Anderson? The bigger one, is he Anderson or?
It's Gallows.
Gallows.
Yeah, it's Gallows tries to get them off, but then he gets distracted, and suddenly, their opponents just hit them from behind. And I found that very funny.
For me, my funniest moment, I mean, like, this comes from the top of my head, was I was watching this PWG, some stuff from PWG, that was it was like a Young Bucks match from like 2013. They were doing the street fight, and one of the Young Bucks like just did like a bunch of flips like over and over and over again until he got to the corner, and then he takes a rake and just rakes the dude's back with an actual rake, and like they called it the back rake, and I thought that was one of the most genius funny things. Like I don't know, but I could go on and on about the Young Bucks doing funny stuff. What do you think, John?
I have two that is like tied for me. One is the very first PWG slow motion I've seen was Tommaso Ciampa in it. I never seen them go slow mo before. It was amazing. It had
Jim Cornette turned in his grave.
yeah.
He's not even dead.
Yeah. And the other one is right after the dive thing from Randy Orton came out, and
Oh yeah.
Young Bucks and Adam Cole, I don't know who they were facing, did a basically RKO party on.
Yeah, they did like 15 of them.
Yes, that was legit funny to me. So, next question is, what is your favorite wrestling move?
Well, I mean, I go back and forth on them a lot, but I have to say right now, my favorite wrestling move is, see, man, that's really hard. I have two of them right now. I like Kenny Omega's alternate finisher, not the one-winged angel, but Croyd's Wrath, where he hoists you up on your shoulders, then he throws you off and catches you in midair and gives you a German suplex. And my other favorite is probably the Buckshot Lariat by Adam Page, where he does a flip off the ropes and comes off the lariat. I think that's another one of my favorites right now. And of course, the Kazuchika Okada's Rainmaker. That's another one I really like right now. But those are just my current ones. So, I mean, if all time, I'd probably have to say the Burning Hammer, but that's just because it's like the finisher of all finishers.
Mine is strangely the End of Days from Baron Corbin. I don't know why, but it's just every time I see that move, it's like, damn, that looks real. And
Baron Corbin's moveset is just amazing.
His moveset is amazing. I just don't like the guy, which is probably good because he is a heel.
Yeah.
My favorite wrestling move, I got 3, and they come from different eras of WWE. I gotta say, Sweet Chin Music from
Oh, yeah.
Shawn Michaels, because you can hear that kick to the face. I just love that. Second, well, the other one be the spear when used by Edge, because Edge is one of my top favorite wrestlers. I mean, it's kind of good with Goldberg, but it's kind of with Roman Reigns. And then my other favorite move is the curb stomp from Seth Rollins. Even though it's not a complete curb stomp, it's still, do a lot. I mean, isn't that what injured Sting long ago?
No, the Buckle Bomb.
That was the Buckle Bomb.
Yeah, the Buckle Bomb also injured Finn Balor, so didn't see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So the last question that I have is, what is your current dream match? WWE main roster, or also NXT. Whoa. Okay, go.
Say, is that? Oh, Spencer's joining.
Oh.
Hey, Spencer.
What's up?
You're late.
You have headphones in.
That would be a negative.
Put some headphones in real quick.
While Spencer's doing that, you're asking me what my dream match for the
Actually,
main
I have to
roster
give
is.
give me a second.
And my dream match is probably still AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. That's just, I think if they had a match and they got like 30 minutes to go, they could probably just burn the house down. And yeah, that's probably still at the top of my list. That's been my dream match ever since AJ came to the WWE, and I really hope we get to see it before AJ retires, because I know he only plans on doing this for a few more years. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably at the top of my list.
A dream match I'm thinking of, like, off the bat would probably be, Finn Balor versus Rusev. I mean, they're two extremely talented wrestlers. I see them going down.
Okay, now I got it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's a guy who usually does the intros.
Yeah, who doesn't mess it up like somebody.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Which I actually made a cool little intro for myself. You want to hear it?
We did not.
You was dumb, Dash. You was dumb.
Yeah.
So what's your dream match, John?
My dream match would be AJ Styles versus The Undertaker.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Would
That'd be great.
the phenomenal one versus the Phenom. If anybody can get a great match out of The Undertaker in 2018, it will be AJ Styles.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Spencer, do you have a dream match for the current main roster?
Not with the current main roster. I mean, if you added some other guy on there, I would have.
Hey, NXT, add NXT to it.
The guy I'm wanting to add ain't in NXT either.
Oh my God, where is he from?
New Japan.
God no.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be Kenny Omega and AJ Styles. Am I right?
You're close. You're close.
Kenny Finn?
Do you want me to go ahead and say it?
Sure.
Fatal 4-Way WWE Championship. AJ Styles versus Adam Cole versus Finn Balor versus Kenny Omega.
Ooh, okay, now that
10-star match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would be.
And that match
Wait.
opens WrestleMania, so that's a big old top that.
Is that WrestleMania going to be held in the Tokyo Dome?
Sure, why not?
Yeah,
Okay, if it's going to be in the
it's not
Tokyo
gonna get
Dome,
10
it's going to be 10
stars,
stars
Tokyo Dome.
automatically.
And it opens the show, so it's a big old top that to the rest of the roster.
I think Dave Meltzer just popped a boner somewhere.
Did someone just say a Bullet Club Fatal 4-Way? Woo, what? Hey, Dash, do you have any topics?
I mean, not much is going on in music other than, Well, Jen Ledger, who is the drummer of Skillet,
Love her.
Yes, she is a beautiful voice and a beautiful face. Anyways, she put out a music video for her single "Not Dead Yet," and I love it. There's still some. Rats by
I didn't mean to
Ghost
do
has
that.
been the longest running. Rats by Ghost has been the longest running #1 single on the mainstream rock charts of all of 2018. Hopefully, a new single will come in and get there. The first time 3 Days Grace is struggling to get a single up to #1. That's like the first time in forever, because usually their singles instantly go up to #1, like The Mountain or previous songs. But their single Infrared is not really getting much anywhere. The Line is still stuck at like around. The Line by Foo Fighters is around like #10 on the charts. I check the charts a lot to see if there's any new singles and whatnot.
Well, I mean, with all due respect to 3 Days Grace, they've kind of sucked ever since Adam left the band. In my
He's
opinion.
kind of when
Son of a-
Matt Walsh of My Darkest Days came in, which that just feels like nepotism, considering Matt Walsh's brother is the bassist of 3 Days Grace, a.k.a. Brad Walsh.
Don't diss my 3 Days Grace.
Well,
I mean,
Is-
sorry, 1X was better than Outsider.
One next is all right. All right. Well, before I get off here, because I got to go here in a minute.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about the New Japan ROH Madison Square Garden show. What do you think? Do you think Vince McMahon's going to try to take a lot of talent from the
yes.
do that show? Do you think he's going to try to sign a lot of their talent or not?
He tried to do that with All In. He's going to do that again. He's pissed that
Yeah, it's good.
he's already sold out.
There's something about a New Japan talent raid. There have also been things.
Boy, the
With
things
bringing
I've seen.
New talent, with bringing in new talent, I also seen that Shinsuke Nakamura. Well, I mean, even though he's U.S. champion now, that's probably because he threatened to leave WWE to go back to New Japan. They're trying to keep him pleased, just like how.
Well, I mean, his career was a lot better there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus, Asuka could be leaving soon. And I can understand since she is being mistreated by Vince. And Asuka is a hell of a wrestler. I love her.
Yeah. But I could totally see Vince. I mean, like Vince McMahon, he already signed Matt Riddle. Well, that was probably Triple H's doing right there. So they already got Matt Riddle, which is a really big name. Another guy I can see Jay Lethal going sooner or later. I mean, he's the ROH champion right now, but Jay Lethal just has WWE like written all over him. Like he's got the mic skills, he's got the look, he's got the in-ring ability. Like his in-ring style fits WWE. So I could totally see him going, but I hope not, because I mean Jay Lethal is really, really good, and I mean, if in order for Ring of Honor New Japan to have any chance here, like they need all the names they can get. But
It really doesn't matter.
There's a thing I actually have seen recently. Do you remember when the WWE had a panel at San Diego Comic-Con this year, and they were answering questions from the audience?
yeah, AJ was answering some cool questions.
Yeah, and Matt Hardy was there, and he was asking, who in NXT would you love to face?
Oh,
And
I
the
saw
que-
that. Yeah.
And the question came out of Matt Hardy's mouth was, are Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks down there? And AJ responded with, not yet. So I bet they will be coming soon.
I could definitely see the Young Bucks coming to WWE, and I would love to see that.
And I don't know if you guys watched their series,
Being the Elite.
They had this scene in the series where they were like
At Full Sail.
like they were talking out right outside of Full Sail, and it was kind of like an Easter egg. But I think they're just teasing. But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know they'll end up there eventually. I mean, it's inevitable, but I don't see it being for another few years. I think they're wanting to just try to get New Japan and Ring of Honor to grow as much as possible.
The marks can dream.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, Kenny Omega said that the only reason he'll come to WWE is so he can have his WrestleMania match with AJ, which I mean, we all want to see that.
Wait. Kenny Omega versus AJ versus Finn at WrestleMania.
Versus Adam
That's a
Cole.
possibility, but I know for a fact that he really wants to match with AJ. Like, that's like his goal right now.
Yeah. Now I can imagine.
I say give it to him.
I can imagine like if they could just like bring the Young Bucks to Raw so that like they have like what they've done in the Bullet Club before, but have Finn and the Young Bucks go up against AJ and the Good Brothers.
Well, I mean, Triple H said in an interview that he's open to Ring of Honor. I'm sorry, he's open to WWE and New Japan doing an interpromotional show, but we all know who's not okay with that, and that's he who shall not be named, this man, Lord Voldemort himself.
I mean,
So,
Triple H had the chance to do NXT with New Japan on the Jericho Cruise, and he turned it down. So,
I mean, you can see that he's open to it because at, I think, the first TakeOver Brooklyn, they got Jushin Liger.
Yeah.
So.
Which,
yeah, they got Kota. Didn't they get Kota Ibushi in the? They got Kota Ibushi in the Cruiserweight Classic too.
yeah, but
Right.
Kota was a free agent at the time, I believe.
Yeah, I know that.
Talking about Jericho, he actually pitched a SummerSlam idea to have
I saw
a
that.
champion versus champion match against Seth Rollins, since Jericho is currently New Japan Intercontinental Champion, if I'm correct.
God, you want to talk about? I mean, that would have been something else. But I mean, obviously.
I mean, Chris Jericho is like old, but he's still a fantastic wrestler.
Don't you dare
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about Chris Jericho like that.
Chris Jericho
Sorry,
is.
it's also
Do you know what
Matt
happens?
Hardy is also.
Do you know what happens when you talk about Chris Jericho like that,
Sure.
about his age?
Hey, I'm still complimenting him.
Do you know what happens when you mess with his
Most
age?
wrestlers.
I know what happens.
Just
He doesn't even-
Dash Ireland.
He does not get to go to Planet Fest with us.
Dash Ireland.
Planet Fest with you guys, whether you like it or not.
You just made the list.
Or guess what?
Damn.
You just made my list that gets me off your list.
You just made the list.
That came out horribly.
You just made the
It's the
list
only
in my
list I
Death
have
Note.
is of studio albums.
Well, speaking of Jericho though, did you guys see what the main event for his cruise is going to be? It's going to be him and the Young Bucks versus Marty, Cody, and Omega.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Alpha Club versus
Yeah.
Bullet Club.
Alpha Club versus Bullet Club. Yeah.
I just love how much Cody is doing better on the Indies, because he was an absolute flop on WWE. It's like, first he was, I mean, he did all right as part of Legacy with Ted DiBiase and Randy Orton, and then he had that whole ego gimmick where he was wearing a face mask at WrestleMania 27 against Rey Mysterio. And then they told him, they turned him into freaking Stardust, and that was the worst thing ever for him. But then he goes to the Indies, creates the American Nightmare, and that is just absolutely great.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's pretty obvious he's going to be winning the NWA title at All In from Nick Aldis. But so didn't you guys tell me that Omega didn't want to be the main event of the show?
Yeah. Well, and kayfabe for being in the league, they told him he's fighting Pentagon Jr. in the main event of All In. He's like, no, I want to be in the opener. I have a broken heel. I need to be in, not so high in the card. They're like, okay, co-main event then.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, it's still going to be a good match. I mean, Omega, like, he had a broken heel throughout the whole G1. And he was put on some of the best matches of his career in that tournament. So, I mean, I think Pentagon and Omega, that's going to be something else. Did you guys see Pentagon's match with Sami Callihan by any chance?
Yeah, that was a very chaotic match.
The hair versus mask match, that was pretty crazy. Speaking of, Impact is actually doing pretty good now. Like, they have improved a lot. I'm actually pretty impressed with them for once in a long time.
I'm not big on indie stuff, just WWE centralized. So a lot of stuff you talk about, I don't exactly know about.
No, it's all good.
You uncultured swine.
You're uncultured
Yeah.
because you don't know as much music as I do.
And that matters to this conversation how?
Hey, wait.
I'm just trying to find a way to get
This
there.
channel is called Broad Culture. You're the expert in music and just WWE. We know indie wrestling, music, movies, broad
Other
broad
sports.
culture. We know a broad culture. You just know music.
I-
Who's the
I don't
uncultured
just know
swine?
Music. I also know a bit of gaming. Like I've been following Assassin's Creed, of course. I'm always big on Mortal Kombat. So it's not just music. I also know quite a bit about games.
All right, if you're such a big music nerd, name the third song on Chris Jericho's Fozzy's recent album.
Oh God, I couldn't even tell you that. The only song I know about Fozzy is "Enemy."
I know that they have. Well, I only know like 3 songs from Fozzy, and only 2 of them that I like. There was one called Sandpaper, which they did with M Shadows and Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold, and the other 2 songs are off the recent album Judas and Painless, and those are some pretty good songs.
Dude,
Yeah, I like "Enemy."
dude, hold on.
Enemies.
The weirdest
Damn good
thing.
song.
The weirdest thing was I told you to name the third song off of their recent album, Judas. The third song is Painless.
I was about to say that, but I wasn't sure.
Dude, I was waiting for you
I will
to
shut up
stop
now,
talking to
actually.
him. I was about to answer
Are you
your
guys
question.
Gonna see Fozzy when they? Are you guys gonna see Fozzy when they come to Huntington?
Yeah.
It's a free. It's
Yeah.
a free show.
Yeah.
I just don't know where to get tickets though. That's
They haven't announced it yet.
Free.
Once I find
Yeah,
out,
like
I
you
will
still
post in the
have
group chat, and everyone will know where to get tickets as soon as I find out.
Speaking of tickets, this is sports related. As of now, I now have a seat for the Marshall versus South Carolina game at South Carolina on September 15th.
And that's their first game.
Cool.
That's their first game, isn't it?
No, their first game is at Miami of Ohio. This is their third game that I'm going to. And it's in Columbia, South Carolina, so that's gonna be a fun trip.
All right, well, guys, I got to get off here. I'm about to go these bangs, but it's been a pleasure talking to you guys.
Absolutely.
Have
Whenever we
fun.
do this next show, I'll be glad to do it with you guys. So,
Yeah.
Perfect.
peace.
Anything else that needs to be said, guys?
Sorry I'm late.
You're fine. You're fine.
Well, if that's the end of the podcast,
Whoa,
Spencer,
whoa, 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 whoa,
Whoa.
whoa, 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 wow,
wow,
Unbelievable.
wow,
that ass. Wait, what?
Alexa Bliss.
So, speaking, we did mention games earlier, which brings up something we can do before we end this podcast, because we haven't done it. We didn't do it last time we did a podcast either. It is the 5 questions.
Five questions. 5 questions. Five
Let's
questions.
do it. Oh,
Yes. So, question number 1. What is the most recent game that you bought and played that you enjoyed?
NHL 18.
Okay. You just got it, and you can just dash. I mean, you can just say it, or you can say it and give it an explanation why.
I mean, I've got a bunch of games, but played and recently enjoyed. I'd have to say Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I mean, I can't exactly enjoy Assassin's Creed Origins yet because I don't have an Xbox One. I only have an Xbox 360 because I'm poor as hell.
You suck.
My
Shut up.
most recent game and my current, one of my favorite games at the moment is God of War. It is-
4.
Boy.
It's basically
Okay.
a Hodor in video game.
God of Boy.
Hodor. Game of Thrones.
Okay. Question number 2. What is your favorite comic book adaptation ever?
You mean like comic book in the movie?
Comic book into movie, into TV show, into a animated movie.
That's a tough question. See, I have 2 choices. One's DC and one's Marvel.
You can provide both.
All right, for DC, definitely Suicide Squad, and then for Marvel, it would have to be Deadpool. And the main reason for both is the humor in those two movies. The humor is just off the charts.
I felt like Suicide Squad was just overhyped garbage.
You shut up.
Well, that's the same.
Be gone, ye demon.
I
mean,
wasn't the
so
biggest
my
fan
favorite-
of Suicide Squad. It was okay. It was okay. It was just not in my taste. DC
I'd
movies
say
aren't
that
in my
In
taste.
terms of DC movies, it was one of the best.
Yes, I give it that, but still,
I'd say
it's still not
BVS
in my
was one of the best
taste.
of the DC
Excuse me, what?
BVS, Batman vs Superman. I feel that was way better than Suicide Squad.
From what
No.
I've heard, people hated that more than Suicide Squad.
Well, sorry,
Yeah.
No joke.
unpopular opinion.
Yes.
You know what? You know what we're going to do with your opinion? Build a wall
Third,
around it so we don't have to hear it.
There's my favorite comic book movie adaptation. I have several. I mean, I really like Deadpool, of
Thank
course, because it's freaking Deadpool. But I also really loved when Thomas Jane starred as the Punisher. That was a great movie.
So mine is the
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Deadpool, of course, is my favorite Marvel adaptation. My favorite DC one is the Batman Begins, the Batman, the Dark Knight Returns, the animated movie one.
Okay, I can give it that.
Yeah.
Sorry for the random oh no. I just happened to see a story that related to a TV show that I like.
You can say it if you want.
The Big Bang Theory to end after a 12-season run.
Finally.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Long live Sheldon. Long
He has a
live
spin-off.
Sheldon Cooper.
He has a spin-off.
It's called Young Sheldon.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Of course it's not.
Question number 3. What is your favorite thing about going to college? I don't know.
You know, unpopular opinion probably, but going to sporting events. They're a lot of fun depending on which one you go to. Both football and basketball they're actually pretty fun. There's a lot of people there. There's a lot of supporters. That's basically the same thing. You never know if you're going to get a big victory or not if you play a big opponent, so it's always fun to go and cheer on your team no matter what. Yeah, there's my stance on it.
This will probably sound a bit mean, but like, no offense to my family, but being as far away from home as possible, because I'm like 4.5 hours away from my own family in my home county, and I just feel like it's necessary because too much time there really, really hurts your sanity, I guess.
He does not like his hometown at
He
all.
does not. For me, it would be close to friends, because legit the friends I have are at Marshall, at my college. So that is mine. Question number 4.
Okay, could I take question 4?
Yeah, you can do question 4, Kat, and you can do question 5.
Yay!
Okay, question 4. Who has been your favorite wrestler to meet, and who would you want to meet in the future that you haven't met already? I will go ahead and start. Probably my favorite to meet so far would have to have been... Okay, for this, it's going to be kind of a two-parter. One's going to be a manager. The other one's actually going to be a wrestler. Favorite wrestler to meet by far has been Ryback. He, despite what you've seen on television, when you go up to him, he is quite honestly genuinely nice. He'll ask how you're doing. He'll ask, besides that, of course, he'll ask where you're from. stuff like that. He'll smile for a photo, or who knows, he might mean mug if you want him to. Genuinely a nice guy, even outside of a meet and greet. I was little backstory real fast. I was at a convention in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I was walking from a hotel that I wasn't staying at. I was just pulling money out of an ATM. And I saw him walking up the street, and I said, "Hey, good luck tonight." He said, "Thank you. I look forward to it," on the way to his hotel room. And then, favorite manager to meet is Jim Cornette. Good God, is that man funny. Even in line, just waiting for him, he will just talk to you, depending, if there's not that many people there. The meet and greet hasn't started yet. He'll play around with people, that kind of stuff. And besides that, also a very genuinely nice guy.
Who do you want to meet?
Who do I want to meet that I haven't met yet? I think my top 3 would have to be Pentagon Jr. or Penta El Zero Mierdo. Undertaker, for sure. And probably Cena, because I've heard he's a nice guy as well.
For me, I haven't met any wrestlers at all, but if there's one that I really do want to
That's
meet,
a lie. You met my mom.
has to be-
She was a
We're
wrestler.
talking about ultra famous, like well known.
That's not the question. He said famous wrestler you met. You met my mom. She used to be a wrestler.
Well, if there's anyone that I would want to meet that I haven't met yet, it would have to be the rated R superstar, Edge.
I've heard he's nice.
One of my all-time favorites. Adam Copeland.
So,
That is Edge.
I have only met one superstar. And that was Dolph Ziggler. At the back of the show that was in Huntington, which Dash could have met him as well, but he spent all of his money on CDs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I met him. He's very nice. He took a picture with me. If the person that I want to meet is the Young Bucks, because Young Bucks and Bullet Club, basically, I just want to meet the Bullet Club because I am a really big fan of the Bullet Club. Okay. Dash, what is question number 5?
Alrighty. Your favorite album cover design from a rock band? For me, I have several. I really like
change. Wait. Change that to any, because not every
any band, any musician. Okay.
That's easy already.
Yeah. To me, I have several. I really like the design art for Amaryllis by Shinedown. I really like the cover for...
It's all going to be Shinedown.
Which was
It's all going to be Shinedown.
Which, that's like as a tattoo on my arm.
No one's going to see it.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, but if you have a chance, look up Somewhere in the Stratosphere and look at the album design. Well, the design of it, because it is sweet. Will you stop it, guys?
Stop. I don't know what you're talking about.
Now,
Stop doing what?
there is one that I particularly really, really love, and it's the most classic album cover ever, and it's widely known. If anyone has not seen it before, they must be crazy. And that is the cover for Abbey Road by the Beatles.
Okay, I can dig
The
that.
most iconic cover of all time.
Also, I've just pulled up a picture of Somewhere in the Stratosphere.
Yeah,
That is so basic.
that's a basic.
It
It's
is.
the word, a logo, and more words.
It's because it was a live concert event. That was the cover for the DVD.
It sucks.
No, it doesn't. It was a great event. And this thing is fucking rad.
Language.
Hey,
Welcome to the podcast, by the way.
it's just call after call after call after call, and I'm like, where's my goddamn nipple? Oh, there it is. All right.
You're lucky no one's going to see it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
End the podcast somehow because I got some work to do online.
Yeah.
Hey,
We're
I'm
about to
gonna
finish as soon as we
answer
get done with the
flipping
question.
He's got to answer real quick so we can do that.
Anyways, Hal, since you've just joined, the question was posed by Kynan. What is your favorite album cover by any band and why?
Oh my God, Will's here too.
Oh my gosh, everyone's coming in now.
I think my favorite band,
Popular boys.
my favorite album cover has to be from We Butter the Bread with Butter, because it looks like a Alice in Wonderland painting in like a city streets. If anyone's ever seen or heard of We Butter the Bread with Butter, it's like a German crazy.
Oh,
There goes Will.
So that's my favorite album cover. I really like simple stuff. I really don't like an artist's face. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So kind of like you went exactly like Revolver by the Beatles.
Like, well, I mean, when it's all of them, that's one thing. But like, I really don't like Adele's face. I don't want her to see Adele's face.
Anyways, my favorite album cover would have to be Rock and Roll Over from Kiss. That it's probably it's an intricate design, but it is so flippin' cool when you actually see it like in person or even online. For me, it's just one of the coolest album covers that you could probably think of.
For me, I only have a couple CDs, so my options are very limited here. Mine is Green Day's American Idiot, the one that has American Idiot, the
Heart Grenade.
Heart Grenade. Yes, that is the album art the only one that I have that I actually like. So. Dash, if you want to leave, you can leave now if you want.
Alright, because I got work to do and whatnot, so...
Have fun.
So whenever you end the podcast, Spencer will do the honors of ending it, so I will not be there.
Thank you for allowing me to do that.
So, signing off, the Dashing and Irish Dash Island.
Okay, bye.
Amigo.
Yeah, he's gone now.
Hooray.
Hal, you got anything you want to say
that was it.
before the podcast part of it ends?
Oh, the podcast part? I will hopefully be uploading my own
Series.
videos of art tutorials and how to draw and how to shade soon. I'm working on it. And actually, I've got a few ideas of things I want to draw. So, finally, first content should be coming soon.
Nice.
Spencer. Spencer,
Good going.
you got anything you want to say?
I should be coming back to the channel soon. I don't know why I haven't posted anything on there, but I should be filming the SmackDown Good, Bad, and Ugly tomorrow, and probably for whenever I do go to the South Carolina game, I might make a
Vlog.
day in the life vlog and do that for the page, so that way everyone gets the experience of me, and for these guys to see the campus of the University of South Carolina, the football game, and all that other stuff.
Don't forget that you have to do the your WrestleMania match prediction video.
Oh, good God, I forgot about that too.
You also forgot about your rebooking thing.
I will get on to that. Everything's going to have to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, I know.
Our fearless lead there, what about you?
I have more Pokemon Let's Plays coming out on the channel soon. I will have theory videos coming out.
Speaking of Pokemon, I was playing Pokemon Go today, and I've been wanting to catch a Tauros recently.
Oh, I could just
and there
give
were
you
two
one.
of them. There were two of them that I could have gotten to, but one was on the Marshall Memorial Boulevard side, and the other one was Old Main, and I was stuck at the Student Center, so I was going towards the one on Memorial Boulevard, and every time I kept getting close, it fled.
Isn't Tauros the bull thing?
Yes.
Yep.
Why the hell do you want a Tauros?
Because it's cool looking, okay?
They just give it to you for free every now and again. Like,
I
when
want
there's
a
like,
dang Tauros.
I can just give you
did you
one.
just- Did you just start?
Excuse me?
I can just trade you
You
one.
just. Yeah, there you go.
Sir, you are a saint, and I am forever in your debt.
Okay.
Over. No.
No.
Not forever.
Patron saint of Pokemon.
Okay.
Oh well.
Is all this going on the?
Yes.
On the
This
page?
is not the video part. The
No, I mean,
audio.
like, all the audio.
Yes.
Oh yeah, audio's going on.
Okay.
So you want to close those out, Spencer?
Yeah, I will. Thank you guys for listening to the Broad Culture Podcast. If you like this, please like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to help us get out there into the broad community of YouTube land. And thank you once again for listening to the Broad Culture Podcast. Once again, I'm Spencer Nicholas.
I'm John.
Hal.
From Dash and Caleb and everyone else, thank you and good night.